I just saw some tulips. Tulips! Flowers! Spring! Booyah! It is a crazy beautiful morning here. Probably about 60 degrees already. Stephanie's out in the garden with the boys and I am digging holes to build a new pig fence. Booyah! Two of my favorite readings in all of Scripture this morning for daily Mass. When I realized it was St. Joseph the Worker today, I was like, oh, I hope they don't do some other random readings for the feast day, because we've been building towards the conversion of St. Saul in Acts of the Apostles over the last couple of weeks, and we've been building towards the apex, like the pinnacle moment of John chapter 6. Which is one of my favorite chapters in all of Scripture, the Bread of Life discourse, Jesus' fullest teaching on the Eucharist. John chapter 6 changed my life. As a young Christian in college, just wrestling with that passage opened my eyes to the Eucharist, opened my eyes to true worship, and opened my eyes to the way that the Lord desires to feed us, to be most intimately present to us, to give himself to us in this amazing way. So check out the reading for today, or better yet, just open up John 6. Read the whole chapter. It's an amazing chapter. The first half is on the feeding of the 5,000. Then right in the middle, Jesus walks on water. And then the second half is the Bread of Life discourse. John 6, check it out. Looking back, I remember a month and change ago when the quarantine started, my first vlog was the day that public masses were suspended. And I remember thinking that this time could be such a beautiful time of growing in desire for the Eucharist, growing in desire for the Lord to feed us in that sacrament. And I remember thinking about the analogy of like a soldier being away at war and like desiring to come home to his spouse, his bride, and thinking what a beautiful analogy that could be for us as we long for our bridegroom Jesus to come back to us in the fullness of communion with him. And I'm just starting to realize how incredibly apt that was, and how much I'm longing for that, and talking to people around the diocese, how much people are longing for that. And so I just encourage all of us to pray for a speedy return to communion. There's some places that are further along than us in the arc of the coronavirus who are starting to come back to communion, and what a gift it is for the faithful to get to return to that most intimate exchange of love with Jesus, who is our bridegroom. The parallels between marriage and the Eucharist are so rich and so profound, and I just find that analogy so apt and so fitting, that our hearts are obviously longing to be one again with Jesus, the bridegroom, and may it be so soon.